Український канал, перевірка звуку, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, перевірка звуку, український канал, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, тільки я вас не чую, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, поговоріть хто-небудь там в мікрофон з трибуни, тому що я вас не чую, не знаю, як ви мене. Ага, от тепер уже чую, шум, значить мікрофон ввімкнувся, перевірка звуку. Ukraine Media Center continues working for you. I'm Olga Atamanova. I would like to remind you that we are supported by the Ministry of
Лов, за що їм велика подяка. І зараз у нас у студії речник Міністерства оборони України Олександр Motuzyanyk, який розповість про ситуацію на фронті саме на цей час. Прошу вас, пане Олександре.
Дякую. Друзі, вітаю всіх. До вашої уваги інформація щодо російського вторгнення в Україну станом на сьогоднішній день, на 7 квітня. Російська Федерація продовжує широкомасштабну збройну агресію проти України. Противник намагається сформувати наступальне угрупування для ведення бойових дій у східній операційній зоні з метою оточення і розгрому об'єднаних сил та встановлення контролю над Донецькою і Луганською областями. Ворог застосовує тактику ураження об'єктів критичної інфраструктури та житлових масивів, завдаючи авіаційних і ракетних ударів. При цьому руйнує соціальну і медичну інфраструктуру, лікарні, центри профілактики хвороб, будинки дітей, інтернати для неповнолітніх, дитячі
kindergartens, schools, and out-of-school educational facilities. In the occupied territories, the occupiers conduct repressions and continue attempts to create occupational administrations. The enemy also continues to use terror against civilians, abducting and torturing people, planting mines, murder activities, stealing and taking agricultural vehicles, tools and machines from Ukrainian production enterprises, forcefully mobilizes males in occupied towns and villages. Now briefly about the operational situation in key areas. Russian troops continue active operations in Slobozhanщина, Donetsk, Southern Bug and Tavria directions. In particular, in Slobozhanщина, the enemy continues artillery shelling of the city of Kharkiv. In Donetsk and Luhansk areas or directions, enemy continues all the time artillery shelling of the city of Popasna in order to destroy Ukrainian troops and renew their offensive action against Rubizhne and Novobakhmutivka. Also, the occupiers tried to break Ukrainian defense around Novotoshkivsky, but to no success. In southern Bug area, the enemy continues defense of their previously taken positions and restoring the capacity of their units. Russians continue strict filtration in occupied districts of Kherson province, force actions against civilians and forceful transportation of residents of the city of Mariupol to temporarily occupied parts of Donetsk Oblast. On Volyn direction, the probability of involvement of Belarusian armed forces in the military aggression against Ukraine is still there. Certain units continue implementing their assignments of duty shifts in Belarusian-Ukrainian border. They secure railways and bridges and fortify positions for their equipment. In order to hide activities of Russian troops in areas bordering Ukraine, Belarusian government imposed restrictions on people's movement there. In Black Sea and Sea of Azov areas of operations, the invaders' group of ships continues blocking marine transportation in the economic zone and continues monitoring Ukrainian troops in southwestern part of the Black Sea. With concentration of Russian Navy ships to the south of Mariupol, there is still probability of artillery shelling of the part of Mariupol neighboring the sea. At the same time, Ukrainian air forces inform of 3 objects destroyed by them: a cruise missile, a UAV, and a battle aircraft of the enemy. And at the very end, dear friends, as traditionally, I will announce the total combat losses of the enemy since the 24th of February to the 7th of April. So, those have been approximately as follows. Personnel, 18,900 people. Tanks, 698. 1,891 armored fighting vehicles. 332 artillery systems, 108 multiple launch rocket systems, 55 air defense systems, 150 aircraft, 135 helicopters, 1,358 vehicles, cars and trucks, 7 ships and boats. Tactical and operational level UAVs, 111. Special vehicles, 25. Mobile launch tactical and operational level vehicles, 4 of them. I'd like to emphasize that we have been adjusting those data all the time because it's difficult to calculate because of the high intensity of combat action. That's all the information I have at the moment. Thank you for attention. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to heroes. Dear friends, you can ask your questions. Please speak into the microphone and introduce yourself. Hello, Oleksandr. I am Arsen Cymbaluk from CGTN TV channel from China. I have a question about Mariupol. What's the situation there? In particular, what's the situation around Azovstal production plant? The situation in Mariupol is difficult at the moment. At the same time, the city stays strong. Currently, there is a Ukrainian flag above it. There is street fighting there. The city has been destroyed a lot because of artillery shelling and airstrikes by the enemy. I'd like to say that this city has been a target of one of the key strikes by the invaders, and our defenders have been heroically defending it. And due to their heroism, we have managed to achieve success in many areas where the invaders were carrying out offensive action. The Russians may destroy Mariupol, but the heroic actions of our military defending Mariupol, the Russians will never be able to destroy it. That's all I can say at the moment. Thank you. Any more questions?
Thank you very much. Resul Serdar from Al Jazeera Media Network. I have 2 questions. First, you just said that the Russian forces are regrouping at the Belarusian border. So do you expect a second wave of assault on Kyiv Oblast or in Ukraine from that direction? And the second question is, as the Russian forces withdrew from some regions around Kyiv, Jens Stoltenberg, the NATO General Secretary, says that Russia is moving its forces to the Eastern Front. So as the war around Kyiv is getting eased, are you also planning to send some of your troops, particularly from around Kyiv, to the Eastern Front to fortify your troops there?
Thank you for your question. I can tell you immediately about the second question. Of course, we cannot disclose information about activities by Ukrainian armed forces. Where do we move our troops, which units? We are not discussing it, and you understand the reasons. But I'd like to emphasize that Ukrainian units, Ukrainian troops have been defending in the and engaged in combat action in Donetsk and Luhansk Oblasts are being strengthened a lot. About the probability of Russian offensive from the Republic of Belarus, as I already said, there is a probability of, first of all, Belarusian troops is still there. Currently, Russian troops a lot of their units have been withdrawn to the territory of the Republic of Belarus in order to restore their capacity, battle capacity. At the same time, obviously, in that way, Russian army carries out some demonstration nature actions. They are trying to take some Ukrainian units from other areas to have them there next to Ukraine-Belarus border, preparing for possible Russian offensive. But at the moment there is still that probability, taking into account unpredictable nature of Russian side. Thank you. Thank you. Any more questions? Dear friend, thank you very much. Thank you, Oleksandr. Thank you, friends. Please monitor our announcements. Subscribe to our Telegram channel, our YouTube channel, our Twitter, and our Facebook, where we publish our further schedule. So please stay with us.